Hey my moody friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mariah and this is Mariah's Moods. In today's video, let's talk about all of the books I would like to read in the month of July. So July is a pretty exciting month. It is Summerween, so most of my TBR is going to be geared around Summerween. Summerween is a week-long readathon that's hosted by Gabby from Gabby Reads and Olivia from Olivia Reads a Latte. They are super awesome. I will leave their channels down below, but they host a yearly readathon called Summerween, which is basically bringing Halloween to summer because let's face it, Halloween is like the best holiday of the year. So they usually post a couple of prompts that you can fulfill throughout the readathon, but they're super awesome and really flexible, so you don't really have to follow the prompts. As long as you're reading horror, thriller, mystery, you're good. So I'm gonna try and fulfill the prompts as much as possible, but I wanted to try and knock things off my physical TBR, so we'll just see. But I do have some other reading goals for the month of July, so without further ado, let's hop into the TBR. So for Summerween, I feel like I have a little bit of an ambitious TBR, but most of them are pretty short books, but I'm hoping I can get through them throughout the week. I have 5 books picked out. Some of them are fulfilling the prompts, some of them not so much, but they still match the genre. The first book I have on my Summerween TBR is going to be Tender is the Flesh by Augustina Bazarica. I'm sure I butchered that name and I'm so sorry if I did. So this is something that I've been wanting to read for a very long time, but honestly I'm a little freaked out about it. Don't know much about it. What I do know is that it's set like in this society where basically all meat and food has basically become like poisonous to humans, so they result to cannibalism. I think it's a commentary on capitalism and human instinct and whatnot. I've heard it's disgusting and disturbing and I cannot wait to read it. So the second book that I have on my TBR for Summerween is going to be Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. This is a classic romantic suspense thriller. So this story is following a young woman who has recently married a widower and moved to his really creepy mansion. And basically I think it's being haunted by his first wife, Rebecca, so it's the second wife that's basically figuring out what the hell happened in this creepy mansion, and it's got all the creepy vibes. I've wanted to read this so long, and I can't wait to dive into this. I've read a couple of different books that are retellings of this original story, so I'm really excited to finally get to the original source material. So the next book that I have on my Summerween TBR is going to be Ring Shout by Peach Jelly Clark. So this is like, I think like a satirical horror. This is basically in a world where the Ku Klux Klan has basically cast a spell on the earth and they want to bring everyone to hell. But we have a group of resistance fighters that basically hunts the Ku Klux Klan and are working to prevent them from bringing the world to hell. This is really short, so I'm hoping I can get through this relatively quickly. I've heard that it is, like I said, satire. There's some horrific events, there's some horror elements, but it's really weird, and so I'm really excited to like dive into the weirdness but also get some good commentary on social issues. From there, I would like to read Her Body and Other Parties by Carmen Maria Machado. So this is basically 8 different stories that kind of map out what it means to be a woman and some of the realities of a woman's life, as well as a lot of the violence that is brought on to them. I'm really excited to get into this. I don't typically read short story collections, but I figure for Summerween I can kind of read 1 or 2 a day as we go through the readathon. The last book that I have for my Summerween TBR is going to be Small Spaces by Catherine Arden. I actually stole it off of my daughter's bookshelf, but you know, she's taking a while to read it, so I'm gonna go ahead and read it. This is following Ollie, and Ollie's school is taking a field trip to a nearby farm. But unfortunately they get stuck in between like this very ominous mist. So in order for them to survive and escape this mist, Ollie and her friends must be very quick and smart and solve a 100-year mystery so that they can save themselves and their classmates. This seems really fun. I've never read a middle grade horror, so I'm hoping that I still get a lot of spooky vibes. So that is my Summerween TBR, but I do have a couple of other books that I would like to get to in the month of July after Summerween is over. The first one being Shatter Me by Tahera Mafi. I recently hauled this book, and this is a dystopian novel, so I think it kind of still fits the overall vibe of July. This is the first book of the Shatter Me series. I've been wanting to read it for quite a bit of time. Don't know much about it. I do know that it's dystopian, and it is following Juliet. Juliet has this touch that is fatal. So the reestablishment has basically locked her away, not really knowing what to do with her. But on the verge of a possible revolution, the establishment has decided that they can actually use Juliet as their ultimate weapon. So I guess we are following Juliet as I'm assuming she grapples with if she is going to help the reestablishment or rebel. I've heard really great things about this series. I know it's making this reemergence on Book Talk and BookTube, so I figure why not? So the last book on my TBR for the month of July is going to be Witchs Lament by Kathleen Walker. I'm going to be reading this for the Black Hat Book Coven that is hosted by Becky from Bex Reads. She has started a new book club, the Black Hat Book Coven, and this will be their July read. And I love all things witchy, so when I saw her post this, I was like, girl, I am on it. I am reading this book and it sounds fantastic. So this is actually set in Salem, which we all know is like the city of wishes, and we are following Sky. Sky has recently purchased a historic house, and she discovers a skeleton and this journal that has some really weird ancestral notes. But we're also following a police officer, Jerome, who has been searching for answers for his mother's disappearance from 30 years ago. She disappeared during a ritual, but it seems like no one in the coven is really willing to give answers. Sky and Jerome team up together to basically figure out this mystery, find the connection between these remains and possibly his mother's disappearance, as well as try to stop the dark magic from taking over and fulfilling its original tasks. This sounds fantastic. It's part of a series. I cannot wait to dive into this, and I cannot wait to hear Becky's thoughts. It's gonna be great. So that's it. Those are my reading plans for the month of July. I cannot wait to get to all of the spooky vibes, the horror, the thrillers, the mysteries. It's going to be everything. In the comments, let me know, what are some of your reading goals or plans for the month of July? Are you participating in Summerween? If so, tell me, what are you reading? If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and I would greatly appreciate it if you were to subscribe to my channel. If you like bookish lifestyle content, you are in the right place. I hope you're having a wonderful time out there and that your day is full of good moods and good vibes. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye!